So by now we are all waiting for the announcement of the Nintendo Switch 2. And we all know what game we are looking forward to the most. Farming Simulator 2025. And Mario Kart 9, I guess. The endless hours we've all probably spent playing that game together with our families or our friends. Really? The endless rages we had while playing this game. But also the endless fun. But what if that game isn't always fun? That there is something beneath the surface different than fun. Something that we all know about, but nobody of us likes to talk about it. The bad tracks of Mario Kart. So guys, today we take a look at the worst track of every single Mario Kart game. And the rules are quite simple, cause there's basically just one rule. The track has to be originally made for that game. No retro cups, no retro tracks, just original made content for the game. So without further ado, here we go. Super Mario Kart. Okay, do we really need to talk about that one? We do? Okay. So Super Mario Kart doesn't only have a couple bad tracks, but is home to one of the worst tracks ever made, or the worst track ever made, and it's none less than the infamous Vanilla Lake. If that track was the first introduction for you to the Mario Kart franchise, I don't know if you ever played Mario Kart ever again. Video games let alone. The track is bland, boring, and super annoying. BBS, big bullshit. It's slippery, you get blocked by these blocks, and the overall feeling just isn't right. Do you think there's actually a worse track than this one in the entire Mario Kart series? Write it down in the comments. Mario Kart 64. My go-to vacation spot is always the beach. And beach stages in Mario games, ooh, I love them. I'm not talking about underwater stages, I'm talking about beach stages. In 3D World or Mario Galaxy, Beach Bowl Galaxy, or when I played that for the first time, I wish I could have lived there, and honestly I still wish I could live there. But the most disappointing beach from any Mario game ever made is Koopa Troopa Beach. You go in a circle, around an island, there's a ramp, and that's basically it. This has to be the only beach around the world that I don't want to go to. I mean, it is not in this world, but you know what I mean. And another thing always kind of annoyed me about that track, or confused me. Quick fun fact about me, I am colorblind, but still I see that something with the color palette of that beach just isn't right. Or is just something wrong with my eyes other than the color blindness. Mario Kart Super Circuit. Okay, in this game we have the worst first track in any Mario Kart game ever. Yes, even worse than Figure 8 Course. Peach's Course. I think the issue with that track is that it's full of turns, and right off the bat you just notice how terrible the controls are of that game. The controls of the GBA Mario Kart have to be the worst of the entire series, sadly. And because of that, that track offers nothing but frustration. And why did they even name it Peach's Course? It's basically a typical Mario's course, but they were like, no, let's just put Peach's name on there. Okay guys, so this is basically Mario's course, but we need something that is new, innovative, that will captivate the player and that will make them question everything. We need something so good, new and creative. Does anyone have an idea? What about Peach's Course? That's a promotion. I hope everyone who played that game kept playing after that terrible introduction to it. Because other than that, I think this is a hidden gem and it gets more hate than it actually deserves. And especially for the limitations of the system of the GBA, that game is actually great, in my opinion. Mario Kart Double Dash. This one hurts me. This is my favorite Mario Kart game of all time. And I actually had quite a hard time to find one track that I would personally name the worst. But there is one. The worst is Baby Park. Not because I hate the course, no, but just because it offers nothing new to the series. It's just a circle that you need to drive around like 58 times. I feel like this playing this course. But as I said, it has nothing new to offer. There's no new ideas, and especially in the innovative and really fun, bubbly, kind of like colorful Mario Kart Double Dash, this just seems kind of out of place. Mario Kart DS. Figure 8 course. Okay, so the same kind of goes for the Super Mario DS game. I can't find a track that I hate, but this one has to be the worst out of them. Just only because it's not that fun and innovative like all the other ones. That is the best handheld Mario Kart game. And yes, with handheld I even mean the Switch. Mario Kart DS is better than Mario Kart 8. Yes, I said it, hot take. But this course actually gets more hate than it deserves also. Yes, of course, it's the worst of the game and the most boring one. Plain, bland, boring. But you need to think about that this is the introduction to the game. And is it a bad introduction to the game? No, it isn't. Not a lot of turns, no ramps, just you and the kart, kind of like getting along, trying to get along with the controls. At the place where it is in the game, just at the beginning, it makes total sense, and I think that's a way better first track than that one. Mario Kart Wii. Is there actually any bad track in Mario Kart Wii? I'd personally say yes, there is. It is Luigi's Circuit. It feels so basic. So underwhelming. Not a lot of stuff to do. Yes, there's a ramp, woo, there's boost panels, yay. But I feel like they really didn't take the opportunity to make a cool Luigi's track right there. And I don't even know what else to say about that track, to be honest, because it's just so forgettable. Poor Luigi though, that definitely wasn't the year of the Luigi. Mario Kart 7. Mario Kart 7 is actually a really underrated game, probably the most underrated game of the entire series. And here's the crazy thing, I can't name one bad track in the entire game. You might see a difference, so if you do, please let me know in the comments, because I can't find a bad track. I looked at the list for 10-15 minutes all over again, and I was like, yo, there isn't a bad track. What can I do about it? I need to write something down in my script. So I went like, okay, let your viewers decide. So, which one is the worst out of them? Mario Kart 8 for the Wii U. The original Mario Kart 8 for the Wii U was a banger when it launched. I remember seeing those graphics and was like, can it get any more realistic than this? Why is everybody buying a PS4 or an Xbox? I was like, Wii U, that's where it's at. Still to this day, I have more fun with the Wii U than with the Xbox though, but about the graphics, I don't want to talk about that one. I mean, not that it was the greatest graphics ever, but I felt that Nintendo was still kind of knowing what they were doing and not doing a cash grab, but tried to do something innovative that the fans want. If I have to name one bad track in the game though, I have to say, okay, that's a hot take. But overall, I would say Mario Kart Stadium is the worst track because it's also very basic, bland, but it's an okay introduction to the game. But the worst one has to be, for me personally, only personally, don't hate on me, Cheese Land. Yeah, no, some of y'all probably are angry at me for Cheese Land, for saying that, but Cheese Land has to be, to me personally, the most terrible track in the game, and it has one reason, and that's that shitty ass shortcut at the end, right? You don't want to know how many points I lost online playing that game as a 15-year-old, 16-year-old. I was always in first, going into that last turn, and then everybody and their mama had a mushroom except for me, and 11 people passed me right before the finish line. And that didn't only happen once, it didn't only happen twice, it probably happened like 99.5 times. Obviously, as I said, objectively, there's objectively, there's worse tracks than this one. But to me, that's personal. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I'm gonna say it. The entire booster pass was kind of trash. Because I feel like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe isn't very popular about creating the most innovative original tracks. They sometimes did a great job with taking the retro tracks and make them new. But all that has to do with the booster pass, you know what I'm talking about. The graphics kind of seem off. They are kind of like... Yo, what? My script literally says it looks like Play-Doh. I wanted to say Play-Doh. Please don't take that video down. It kind of looks like Play-Doh, you know? Like, I've seen a lot of video where people compare like the grass, for example, or the walls, and they just look so too clean, you know? It doesn't look real anymore. The graphics of the Wii U version were better than the booster pass on the Switch, and I feel that's really disappointing. The worst track of them all has to be like Ice Cream Rally. Is it Ice Cream Rally? Sky High Sunday? I feel like it's just the epiphany of no ideas. I don't even know what it has to do with the entire Mario franchise. I don't think a lot, but I think a lot of people will probably say Mario Odyssey because there's at least some food-related courses or like levels. But I feel like that isn't it, you know? I feel like that track literally cries for help. Please, someone have an idea to make a good track again. It's awful. It's awful. It's the most boring one of them all, probably. It's not as frustrating as Vanilla Lake, but it's really boring. But I think they're gonna probably have better ideas for Mario Kart 9. Please? Mario Kart Tour. We don't talk about that one. They're all trash. Oh!